an interesting question because it highlights the realities that we should be thinking through when we talk about advertising, particularly in a digital context. I think that the constructs that we have applied up to this point, they were formulated from an age where advertising was predominantly non-digital, right? So you had a lot of the traditional forms, radio, TV, newspapers, and then recently the more outdoor forms like billboards and all of that. The constructs that we've used up to that point, the standards, the codes, even the vetting process, they were 150% aligned with that reality, right? But the reality that you have today is slightly different. Dr. Nura talked about one of the biggest challenges for SMEs being access to market. And if you look at the way digital advertising works, that's probably the biggest selling point for digital advertising for an SME. Any of the big brands that probably co-sponsored this with Alcon, they have a number of options, right? They can afford to put a big billboard when you're coming out from the airport and you know about their products and services. They can afford front page of some of the biggest dailies. They can afford prime time during perhaps the most prominent or predominant news broadcast, and they will catch eyes and ears. But for a small business, I mean, you give an example, someone who says their monthly spend on digital ads is 10K. There's no, even in my little village where I come from, there's no TV station or radio station where you'll be able to get on with those kinds of budget and that kind of spend. So I think the question you raise about AI and the technologies and the possibilities, it goes to the heart of the reason why perhaps we need to have more of these sorts of conversations to rethink what do we need to do to refit the approaches that we've used up to this point for the emerging realities. I was looking at some of the slides from Duni's presentation. I don't know if she's still here. I can bet my minimum wage. There are one or two slides that I saw there that I like. This is AI. It looks like a person. You assumed it was a person, but I was pretty sure that this is AI generated, right? So if you now had a situation where there was an adjudication or a question, if you go to the heart of the thing, the model in that thing looks like a Nigerian, but that model doesn't exist. It's not even a human. I mean, I could be wrong, please correct me, but I could have sworn that that thing was AI generated. So those are the kind of realities that we need to start thinking of, which will perhaps take us to the point where we now look at what we have used up to this point has worked well for us, but the game is changing slightly. So as the umpires of the game that Alcon is, what changes do we need to make to enable us continue to play with those realities?